Hello stock traders, I hope all of you are having a fantastic morning, and in today's video we are going to talk about some really important resistance levels in the S&P 500, the SPY ETF that you should be aware of, at least have an idea of where those are at. Also, I have two stocks with catalysts that you will want to stay till the end of the video. One with insider activity and another one is an OTC penny stock with a very powerful catalyst behind it, and you will want to know what that ticker symbol is. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. Have you always been interested in any of the stocks that I've talked about in this channel? If you want to know the exit point with it without being a member of the Patreon, then follow me on Twitter at maltbie, and that is a place where you can get those notifications right as they happen in the market day. Of course, I have my Patreon group if you want my alerts and you want to know what I am buying and selling and the different stocks that I'm looking at. Everything I buy has a strategy behind it. Then you will want to be a member at least that basic level. Of course, I think the complete portfolio or the premium portfolio is the best, but it costs the most. So you will just need to kind of take a look at that for yourself. But there's lots of great information in there. Well, let's get into it. Let's start talking about these resistance levels in the S&P 500. I think you will be interested to see. Now, this market continues to do so well, and so let's get here and let's take a look at the daily chart here, and you can see here that we are coming up to this 200-day moving average, and that the market passed right past it today, and that was a key part of resistance that a lot of people were thinking that that was going to be key for a turn downwards. Well, that didn't happen. So right now for me, what's more important is this gap up at 435.50 all the way up to 437.50. There's this open gap here that I'm expecting to be a key resistance level. Now, there's a couple of different scenarios that can happen. If we get past this, then we're going to see some real squeezing kind of happen here, and we'll see capitulation kind of go upwards, the opposite direction. I think that once we get here, that we're going to run into some resistance level, maybe at this top here, and possibly see a pullback. We are getting a little too overbought in the signals, as you can see right here in the daily chart. We are overbought here, so we're due for a little bit of a pullback, but I don't expect it to be very severe. I expect it to be a healthy pullback, maybe a wave 4 in this 5-wave sequence, and talking about the Elliott wave here, but expecting this to continue upwards after we have and get a new higher low. And so that's an important thing for us to put in somewhere in this. We just can't go up forever. There is this gap down here, something to be aware of, that kind of starts down here at 418 and goes all the way down here to 412. I don't expect that gap to completely fill, but one scenario, we could come up to the top here, see a pullback to that, and then start to move higher. I do think that there's a lot of things moving for us and that we don't have any negative catalysts. We're getting through a lot of these retail earning reports with not so bad of data. So looking good moving forward, and I think that this is going to continue to be a nice move. All right, let's start talking about these two stocks that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. The very first one is very powerful, and you can see up here my cursor, it is currently up 23.26% after hours. Now, this is nothing in comparison to insider transactions that has happened in the past on this. Back in 2019, this thing went on a tear after insider activity, and it is very similar to this insider activity, and you know, $24, $25 is only two right here. And so this has a long way to run, and the stock I'm talking about is Cassava Sciences, ticker symbol SAVA, and they work on lots of Alzheimer drugs, so on and so forth. And in the past, when we've seen the CEO and different directors and officers of the company load up on shares, we have seen a very powerful move. Back in 2019 going into 2020, we saw the CEO and a director buy in shares. I made 500% on Cassava Sciences back then. And so looking forward again, there was more insider activity that happened back in February of, I think it was February of 2021. It might have been January 2021 early. And that was a huge move that I was able to capture another 300% gains on that. And so this has been a ticker that has moved heavy after insider activity. So, you know, you might think to yourself, 23% up. Well, this has a history in the past of being a monster runner. And so for that reason, I'm feeling pretty confident in the morning, and I'm going to be looking for some shares. Now, I'm hoping to pay a whole lot less than 23% up on it, but this is one that I will be personally loading in my portfolio. Every stock that I talk about on this channel, I end up buying, and so this is one I haven't bought yet. I haven't even called this out to my Discord yet, but this is something I'm seeing tomorrow morning, and this is going to be a high priority for me to find a way to get some shares. Hopefully, some of you who have shares can sell them on the cheap for me. I'd really appreciate if you can give me some shares right around $21. That would really be great. I'll have my open order. So, all right. Well, anyway, I'm expecting a big move out of this. And here's what happened. The director and CFO buying shares in open market. They were very large transactions. And so liking this for a big move. All right, let's move on to this next one. And this is a penny OTC stock. Now, OTC stocks, these are not your grandpappy's 401k here. These are stocks that are very risky. They are penny stocks. So as you can see right here, this thing is at 0.0590. I am talking about ticker symbol TOWTF. Now, my favorite broker is Schwab. I've used Schwab for years. In my opinion, they are the best broker on the market. In that I've used them, and they're really fantastic. Fidelity is good also. I've had a lot of success with them. But Schwab is the one that I use, and I love to buy some of these OTCs every once in a while that have a very strong catalyst. And I've had some crazy runners. I've made 2,700% on a stock before. I mean, just all this insanity on these in the OTC market. Now, these are risky securities for sure, but I like this particular one, and this is Tower One Technologies, TOWTF, and yesterday announced uplisting to NASDAQ. So this is an OTC stock that is a private over-the-counter stock that is moving up to the big boys in the NASDAQ, which is really, really cool. This is an extremely strong catalyst that tends to have a lot of power over a lot of number of days. And this, with other buy signals, make this a stock that I like. I like this gap up here right around 10 cents. So nice little gap up here that I'm hoping that it will move up to. There are other buy indicators on this, and with the listing to NASDAQ, this is known by a lot of traders who trade OTCs as being a really solid catalyst that lasts for quite a while. I was able to add some shares of this afternoon, and it's crazy how many shares you can buy when it's only 6 cents a share or 5 cents a share. But this is one I like for a big move with it being uplisted. That's kind of these small companies' dream to be on the major exchanges. I wish you all the best in the stock market. Please reach out to me in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you. And Raythoven out.